everyone! So today I'm going to be demonstrating the fairy and pixie wings. These can be used on your fairy tale inspired little Polly dolly. So I'm going to show you 4 different ways of decorating the wings. Now this one, this is on acetate, and I've just used a fine sprinkling of iridescent glitter on this one and outlined the veins of the wings in a gold glitter. This is the pixie wings, and on this one I've done some block glitter work using pale blue, dark blue and a lilac-y colour there. Again, outline the veins and the edges with some silver glitter. So that's the pixie wing. This one here, this is done with Sharpie pens. So if you've got a little stack of Sharpie pens at home, I'm going to show you how to decorate your wing, your acetate wing, using some Sharpie pens. And then finally, this last one here, this is done on A4 card. So 2 pieces of A4 card stuck together, and I've decorated this using just general standard colouring pencils with some fine liner outlining around the wing vein edges. So yeah, so that's the 4 different types of fairy wings that I'm going to be demonstrating for you today. So first things first, let's talk about the template for the wings. These are available on my website, and I've got the fairy wings template and I've also got the pixie wings template. Now these are just printed out onto A4 paper. So you've got the normal size fairy wings there, so you've got the top wing and the bottom wing, and then over the page you've also got a bigger version of it, so you've got a big fairy wing top wing and a big bottom wing. It depends on whether you want to have big wings for your Polly or smaller wings for your Polly. My demo today has all been done in this size, this smaller wing, and this is the pixie wing. Slightly different shape, she's more pointed, a little bit smaller than the fairy wing. So what you would do with this is, once you've got your template and you've printed it out, it's a PDF pattern that will be downloaded to you on purchase. So once you've got your pattern, you print it out, and the best way to do this is to put this piece into the top part of your printer, the scanner area, and then hit the button that says copy. Use an acetate paper, use an acetate product, which is a nice feel for your wing. So this is a little pack that we're also doing now. You'll find these on our website, and in the pack you have got a pre-printed, let me just move those 2 out of the way, a pre-printed wing on acetate paper. The thing is when you purchase your acetate, you do need to make sure that it's compatible with your printer. So if you've got an inkjet printer, you need to make sure that the acetate that you're purchasing is suitable for inkjet printers. Okay, if it's not suitable, then you will find that when you put the acetate through, the ink won't dry, and then after a couple of hours you'll go and touch it and you'll feel it and it will smudge. So you need to really make sure that you're getting the proper type of acetate which is compatible and suitable for your printer. So with that in mind, I decided to start putting these for sale on my website. So they're pre-printed 1 sheet of acetate wing that you can purchase. So that takes the worry out of actually printing your acetate wing yourself. And then in the pack you are also going to get 2 sheets of the wing printed out on card as well. And I'm going to show you obviously the card demonstration in a little while. So that's what you're going to get in a pack if you decide to go down that route. So they are on the website. So that's 1 acetate sheet along with 2 card sheets. Also, you'll find we're also providing glitter packs as well. So these are 2 different colourways of the glitter pack. They've both got the iridescent whites, and they've both got the gold and the silver in the pack. This is the pastel pack, so we've got the light pink, light blue, very pale green, a peachy colour, and then in the brights pack we've got like the cerise pink, the darker purple, the brighter blue and the darker green. So you can choose how to decorate your wings, and whether you want a lighter colour wing or whether you want a more of a brighter colour wing. The little packs, they come like this, and there's enough glitter in there for you to decorate one wing. You probably go on and be able to decorate 2 wings out of it, really, but yeah, more than enough to decorate 1 wing. In the pack, you've also got the white iridescent, which you're going to use mainly for your wings. So you've got double quantity of that in the pack compared to the colours. Alternatively, if you want to do a lot of wing decorating, then I've got these packs on the website as well. These are larger quantities. I think there's 15 grams in here. So a 15-gram pack of the white iridescent. Because you'll see when I start using this in a minute just how lovely it is. So yeah, so you'll find those, all that new stuff on the website now. So on to the demonstration of our first wing, which is going to be this one here. So I've taken my acetate wing and I've cut around the edge. Now you'll see that the actual edge of the wing, when it's printed out, is quite thick. I did that for a purpose, so that you can actually cut through that grey line as you're cutting round your wing. So just keep to the inside of that grey line as you cut around the wing, and then you'll end up with a smaller edge to it. Okay, so I'm only going to work on one side of the wing for the demonstration. So you have your wing cut out, lay down a piece of A4 paper to work on, and then take half a piece of A4 paper, cut in half, fold that in half, and that's what we're going to use for our glitter to be sprinkled onto, and then we can use that folded edge to decant it back into the pot. So I want my glue, which is just a normal, it's just a normal PVA glue. You can get this practically anywhere, and I'm just going to decant some onto my little plate. Actually, this little plate, this is just a little Dolly's plate I had. Isn't that cute? So perfect for putting my glue onto. So I'm going to decant my glue onto my little plate. You can decant your glue just into the corner of your A4 paper. That works just as well. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our wing, and we've got a spatula. So take my glue, and I'm just going to work through gluing the wing. Now it doesn't matter if it goes over the edge of the wing, that's absolutely fine. So just glue that down, make sure it's all nicely covered, and then what you need to do is you need to just scrape it back, because you want to take away those spatula lines. So just start stroking the wing just to take away any of those harsh lines. Take your wing, and then take your iridescent white glitter. This is perfect for using because it gives a real light sort of touch to it. It doesn't make it opaque, it makes it really quite iridescent. So with your folded piece of paper, decant your white glitter into a little pot. You could use a nice clean washed out yogurt pot, something like that, you know, cut around the base of a yogurt pot and use that. This is just a little massage oil bowl that I've had, that I've just used that. And then you just sprinkle the glitter over the wing. Sprinkle it all over, give it a tap on the edge, and then give it a tap on the back as well. Then take it back to your paper. Don't put it on the wing where all the glue is, where you glued it, because you can make it all sticky. So move to another part, and then press down that glitter so that you know that it's really nicely stuck onto the acetate. Okay, so that is stage one of the first glitter onto your acetate wing. Now I like to leave these just to dry for a couple of hours at least. So when this is completely dry, before you work on it again, you take your hairspray any hairspray, and you just give it a little blast. Okay, just leave that for a while. You don't need to leave it for very long because hairspray does crop dry quite quickly. But each layer that you're doing, hairspray it, and then that sets it, because hairspray is a bit like a glue, so that sets it and keeps the glitter from becoming removed. So what you then have is you have your wing template. So you can see now that the glitter's not going to come off because where we hairsprayed it, it's nice and set in place. So put on a piece of sticky label tab. You might want to do that. I just like to put that on. It just stops the glitter from going on to the bit that you're going to adhere your little gems to. That's just an optional little thing there. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we are going to fold over our bit of paper because we don't want to go on that gluey side, and then we're going to add some more glue. Making sure you're taking them stripy bits out. And then what I've done with my little glitter packet, I've decanted them into these little tiny puffer bottles. Okay, so again, these are on my website. Little tiny puffer bottles that you can decant your glitter into. And then, because I don't want to block amount of glitter, I just want a nice little dusting of it, so I'm just going to use these glitter bottles just to puff away at the glitter. Of some of the other colours of the glitter. So done blue, just do a bit of green. And then I'm going to do some pink. I'm putting more towards the centre. Just a small amount as it goes out. You can, if you hold it up high, then you get a real nice little icing sugar dusting of it. So you can just put as much on or as little as you want. Give it a little tap down. Same thing again. Find a bit of the paper that hasn't got glue on it and just tap away at that just to make sure that that's adhered nicely to the glue. Okay, now look how pretty that is. Isn't that lovely? That's really iridescent, sparkly, beautiful little fairy wing there. Same thing again, take your hairspray, give it a good old spray in order for it to set and to go nice and firm. Okay, so the next stage is check my paper, turn that over, use this bit now. So there's our dried wing, hairsprayed, so it's not going to go anywhere. That's all nicely stuck down on there. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to decorate and outline the outside edge of the wing. So I've decanted my gold glitter into this little pot. I don't need my white anymore, so I'm just going to take my white and I'm going to pop that back in there and onto my gold now. So I need some glue. And this time I'm using one of my fine lining brushes. Again, we've got these packets, they're on the website. They're just craft brushes. So I'm going to use my finest craft brush, which has got a little tiny nib to it. And I shall dip it into the glue and I'm going to draw around, paint around, glue around the very outside edge of the wing. Okay, so that's the outline of the wing all glued. And then this time we're taking the gold glitter. The gold or silver works really well for this. And we're doing exactly the same thing onto our folded piece of paper. And we are sprinkling down the glitter over the wing, giving it a dab off. Taking it back to our paper and patting around that edge just to make sure that it's all nicely stuck down. If you can see that any of it's been removed while you're patting, you just take your glitter again and just re-sprinkle some more. Just pat that down. And then we're going on to, if I use the other side of that? No. Now we're going to do the veins of the wings. So again, just tip your glitter back into your pot. And then this time we're going to do the veins. Now you should still be able to see the veins through the iridescent glitter. They should just slightly still be showing. Okay, so on to wing demo number 2, and this time I'm doing the Pixie wing. So you can see it's slightly smaller, and this is having little block areas of the glitter in the 3 different colours. So this is the template printed out onto the acetate. And for this demo I'm just going to be using the bottom section of the lower wing. Okay, so take your brush. I'm going to use a slightly thicker brush this time with my glue, and I'm going to paint on the glue in little bands. So I'm going to start with the lightest colour first, which is towards the centre, followed by, so that's the pale blue, followed by a darker blue, followed by the lilac-y purple colour. Okay, so you do a band, a block at a time. So I'm just painting the glue on. So this is going to be the pale blue. This is on the lower section of the wing. So we just paint that in. Make sure it's not too thick, otherwise you end up with quite a lumpy glitter mound. So make it nice and thin. Then take your wing. Take it back to your paper and then tap it down, making sure that it's stuck nicely into the glue. Okay, so then on to our second colour. So pop that back in your little pot. Second colour is the darker blue. We're bringing that up to the pale blue. Same as before, and this time we are going to sprinkle on from above the pale blue, going down again to where I haven't glittered, the darker blue. Shake that off, bring it over and give it a little tap. And then my third colour is this lilac-y, purpley colour. Get rid of that one. Give it a tap it at the back. And that gives a nice graduated colour in the pale blue, the dark blue and the lilac. Okay, so here it is done on the bigger wing. So there's your three colours. It's been hairsprayed, so it's not going anywhere. It's pretty set. And then we're going to decorate the outside edges of the wings like we did with the one before, this time in the silver. So back to my smaller brush, and I'm just going to add the glue to the edge of the wing all the way round. Okay, so this time we're taking our silver glitter and we'll sprinkle that on so it touches the edges. And then just tap away at the edges to make sure that it's nicely stuck into the glue. Okay, now you could leave it like that if you like. If you want to just leave it with just the edges done, that's fine. But I'm going to do the veins as well. So where the dark blue and the light blue meet, I'm just going to do some additional vein work. It's not actually shown on the template, but I'm just doing a little curve along the top of each of those. I mean, you might want to just leave that and not bother putting an extra line in there. It's entirely up to you. So again, take it to your glitter. Let's just pop that back into the pot so we've got enough to work with. And then take your glitter and then just sprinkle on to the veins. You can never have enough glitter, I say. Love glitter. Give it a little tap. Take it back over there and then just press down again, making sure it's all nicely stuck into the glue. So yeah, nice and pretty. Nice little pixie wing there. Take your hairspray, give it a good old blast with the hairspray. Decorate both sides. When it's dry, turn it over and decorate the back as well. So this is the finished one, with the two stuck together, one on top of each other. When you do stick them on when they're flat. Stick the bottom wing on to the top wing, and then when they've set, you need to stick it on with a hot glue gun. Normal PVA probably wouldn't hold it, so a hot glue gun is what you would need to stick the two together. And then when they have stuck nicely, just bend those over. So you bend the lower wings over first, and then you bend the top wings over. Okay, so now we're on to our third wing, and this wing we're going to be using Sharpie pens, and this is what I've used to decorate this wing, so I'll show you how I made that. So we've cut our acetate out around our line and we're ready to colour in. Now I did try quite a few different kinds of felt tips and other sort of like fine liners and different types of pens to work on the acetate, and the Sharpie pen is definitely by far the best one to use. So all we're doing is we're just colouring in. Try not to go over it twice because it sort of tends to remove it and take it off, so just go over each wing section once. Again, another great little activity that you can do with the kids. Everyone loves a bit of colouring in. And the great thing that you can do with your acetate before you cut your wing out, or even after you've cut your wing out and you've got those little scrap pieces of acetate left, you can just play around drawing on them just to get some ideas of colours that you're going to use, rather than go straight into the wing and think, oh, I don't like that colour. Always a good idea just to do a little bit of a practice run on your scrap acetate. Okay, so that's our wing coloured in with our Sharpie pens. So here's one I've done earlier. Plus I've also sprayed it with hairspray as well, just to make sure it's not going to bleed or run or anything like that when I put the glue on. So take your PVA glue and same as before, then take your iridescent white glitter and just sprinkle it over the top. Give it a tap both sides, get off the excess glue. I can just see I've missed a bit just there. Just going to go back in there and just add some more glue to that bit there. And same as before, just press it down to make sure that it's stuck and adhered nicely to the glue. Okay, so that's one layer of the white iridescent glitter. can see behind, the Sharpie Pen's still quite bold and bright behind. So that is one layer of iridescent. Now this one here, so there you've got your one layer of iridescent. This layer here, I've put, this wing here, I've put 2 layers on of the iridescent glitter. So it just makes it a little bit more opaque looking. And as you can see, I've outlined this one using a very pale pink glitter. So I've outlined all the way around, and I've done all the veins as well, outlined in pink. And then on the back, I've done something a little bit different. I've outlined in blue. So this is outlined in the bright blue all the way through, and all the veins as well. So you can see the difference between the two styles. So one layer of iridescent glitter still gives it a nice lot of sparkle with a blue outline, and 2 layers of iridescent glitter with a pink outline. And next I'm going to show you how to add some little rhinestone gemstones. So yeah, rhinestones, they come in all different shapes, sizes, colours. They're great. You can get them on eBay. I'm going to be using these pink ones. So we'll just pop a couple in the lid. Pop them there, don't want to knock them over. Then if you've got them in the lid, you can just, because they always tend to land with the good side downwards, which is really annoying. But if they're in a little lid, then you can just sort of tap it like that, and then they'll come uppermost, so you get the right ones laying up. So what you need is a glue gun. Best to put it on with a glue gun rather than PVA, because you've got more chance of them actually sticking. So we've got these on our website. So we've got the glue gun and we've got the packs of glue as well. So if you are in need of that. Okay, so you need to work out where you're going to put your rhinestones. So as you can see, I've put 3 there, 3 there. I've got 2 up the end here, so I'm going to add these 2 here. Now you only want to put on a tiny, tiny little dot, and sometimes when you put the glue dot on, you can't see where it is. So I like to just put my finger where the glue dot is, so I don't lose it. And then you take a cotton bud onto the gem, position it, and then just press it on. Press it on nice and firmly. So take your glue gun, a little dot, just put your finger there so you know where it is. Take your cotton bud, pick up your gem and pop it on. Press down to make sure that it is actually nicely secured on there. I think we'll do another couple here. So 1 here. Now I also decorated the bodice of Polly's Pixie dress with these gemstones in exactly the same manner. Had my gems in front of me, my cotton bud, my glue gun, and I just picked up and just placed them randomly over her dress. So yeah, so you can decorate to your heart's content with your glue gun. Put on as many as you like. Now the flower that I've put on in the centre, again, that's put on with a hot glue gun. That's not going anywhere, that's going to stay there and gives a nice central decoration. So as you can see on the back, it's the blue and the not so opaque glitter. I prefer that side, I really love that side, I think that's just so pretty. So yeah, so that's wing number 3. Okay, so here we go on to the 4th and final wing. Now this wing I've created using a piece of A4 card, well actually 2 pieces of A4 card, and they're coloured in both sides and then they're stuck and glued together. So they do tend to be quite sort of strong once they're finished and glued and hairsprayed. So yeah, they're not floppy, so they do work quite well. So first off, you print out 2 pieces of A4 card with your wing template, so 2 times that. And with this one, I tend to actually do the drawing before I cut it out, so I can work out what my colour palette is going to be at the side. So I've got my colouring in pencils, so I have quite a range of sort of colouring in pencils to choose from. This colour palette here, this is yellow, blue, green and some lilac in this colour palette here. What I've chosen for my demo is a pink range. So I take my colouring pencils and I work out what my tone is going to be. So I should be using a pale pink with an orangey pink, a rosy pink, a plum, and then like a lilac-y blue colour. So it's good to keep the card on before you cut it out, because then you can just do some playing around on the sides to think, oh, well, what colour range am I going to do for my wings? So yeah, so this is my colour palette for this one. So basically you're going to work out how you're going to colour in the wing veins, and I'm going to do graduation of colour. So I'm going to put these 2 colours in here, then the next 2 in here, and then the 5th one in there. Okay, so let's get colouring. Obviously I would continue to do the whole wing, and then I would have a second piece of card and I would continue to do the whole thing again. Okay, so then once you've coloured in all your wings, you can either leave it like that and then obviously glitter it, or you can add some more detail. And what I'm going to add is some fine lining detail. So I've got these lovely fine liner pens in an absolute array of different colours. So I'm going to choose a colour which coordinates with my palette. So I'm going for this reddy sort of pinky colour here. And what I'm basically going to be doing is just doing some little flicks around the outside edges of the wing. So you can just do lines, or you might want to do some little squiggles. It's entirely up to you. You don't have to do this stage, but I just like to do a little bit more decoration on the wing. So starting at the top here, just some little wispy edges coming down, and then on this one, so it's all coming from the top of that wing vein. Then we're going to bring some in from the bottom here, a bit like whiskers. Okay, so here it is, finished. Move that one over there. So as you can see, it's got the little flicky decorations all the way through, and I would have 2 of these, and I would have 2 of the bottom. Now I just want to show you the best way for cutting it out. So like I said earlier about cutting it out, if you cut through that grey line, it's quite a thick line, so cut through the grey line as you're working. I made the line thick so it gives you a guide to follow as you're cutting out. Rather than cutting out around the edge and then you're left with a bit of white space, it's better just to cut straight through the middle of that grey line. Like so. Okay, so you need double this if you're doing it in the card, and then what you're going to do is you're going to sandwich two together, glue them together, two together, and then just let them set overnight. You could actually squash them in between a couple of books or something just to keep them flat. Make sure there's not too much glue around the edges, otherwise it will stick to the book. And then when it's dry, it'll be nice and thick. But what you will have, pretend this is a top wing, what you will have is where it's quite difficult to line it up so it's exactly both identical. You might end up with a little bit of overlap from sort of like the wing underneath. So if you have got a little bit of white overlap showing, you just take your scissors and you just snip off any overlap that you've got on both sides, so that basically you don't end up with any white edge continuing around the edges of the wings. Okay, so you'll end up with double-sided wings. Okay, so on to the next stage. So the next stage is exactly the same as the stages that we've done before. We're going to glitter the wings with the white iridescent glitter. You don't need to hairspray this beforehand, it's not going to bleed through, hopefully, once you put the glue on. So take your glue and your spatula and just glue away all over, making it nice and smooth. And then take your iridescent white glitter and just sprinkle away. Okay, tap it off on the sides, tap it off on the back, bring it over to your paper, don't lay it down on any glued area, and just tap along the top just to make sure that it's sticking nicely to the glue underneath. Okay, so there you have one layer of iridescent glitter, and how pretty does that look? Just sparkles in the light, just so pretty. Okay, so that's a pink themed one. Now the one that I made here, the one that I did earlier, this is a blue themed one, and I've done 2 layers of the white iridescent glitter on here. I just like it to be a little bit more opaque with the white. 1 layer on the back, just so you can see what it's like with 1 layer, and I've outlined in gold on the back of this one, and I've outlined in silver on this one, and on this one I haven't outlined around the veins of the wing. I've left them free. I've just outlined the wing edges, but on this side I have actually outlined the veins on the wing as well, just so that you could see the difference. In the centre, stuck a lovely flower. Thank you, Ashley, for giving me that flower that you found when you were clearing out. I love it. It's a bit like a watercolour flower. Worked perfectly on this wing. So you can stick anything on the centre of your wings. You can stick flowers, you can stick bows, you can stick those tiny rosebud flowers, anything just to cover that middle section. Okay, so now the final thing that we need to do to our wings is just to add the Velcro tab at the back. So just take your Velcro, and you only need to cut off just a small little tab just to sit on that back bit. I tend to put the rougher side onto the wing. So take your glue gun and just add some hot glue. Take your Velcro tab and just position that on. Press it down firmly in place. And there you have the tab, which is now ready to be positioned onto the back of Polly the Pixie's dress. So let me grab her here. Oh, let's bring her up. So there you can see her dress with her no-sew tutu. There's a little Velcro tab, which I've sewn onto the dress, didn't hot glue gun it on. Oh no, actually I did. I sewed it, no, I did hot glue gun it on. I sewed down the side of the Velcro there, and then I hot glue gunned the rest of it on. And as you can see, I haven't done my press studs yet. Naughty, naughty Cheryl. We will get around to doing it. So yeah, so there they are ready to go on. To position the wing on, you just stick that on there like that, and that will stay in place. Can't lift her up because she's going to fall out the camera view. But basically, those are her wings attached nice and securely to her dress. And the wings that she had on when I did the show were these ones. So they were similar to the ones that I've shown you how to do today. Those are the ones I've done today. They've got more of the purple in. And this was where I did the puffer glitter on it. So I did one layer of the iridescent white, followed by a couple of layers of the puffer in the blues and the greens to give that nice, it's a bit like a mermaid, isn't it, that colour there? Yeah, so to give that nice iridescent-y look to her. Actually, that would look perfect with that, wouldn't it? That is perfect for you, Polly. That would just be lovely. I think I might do a little video with you wearing that wing, because that is perfect. So yeah, so I hope you enjoyed it. I am going to do a video for Polly's dress, Polly the Pixie's dress as well. So that will be coming up pretty soon as well. So thank you all for watching, and look forward to seeing you next time. See you later. Bye.